Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Writing Visual Studio Extensions with Mats. That's me. And as always, we have James with us today, producing the show. Hello, James.
Hey, how's it going, Matt?
Very well. How are you doing? Is it nice and sunny where you are?
It is not, but I'm hoping for nicer weather next week. We'll see how it goes, but all the smoke is gone, which is very exciting, and back to breathable, clean air, which is nice. That's a privilege to have, which is nice to have. But yeah, it's been good, just out and about. It's a little colder, but it's good. But yeah, you're looking fantastic. I like the black on you. It's very thinning. You're looking good.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the middle of fixing up the garage, as you may already know.
I see this.
But I've been making a mess because we've been putting in floor. So we're putting like vinyl planks in the garage, which is kind of weird. So everything had to be removed from the garage, and now it's like all back in a pile. So I don't know how long this is going to take, but I think we might be done next weekend.
Beautiful.
We'll see.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, it's looking good so far. So I like it.
Thank you. So today's topic, I know, James, you've been super excited. It's about an extension called Add Any Files. And it's just an extension. It's existed for several years. It's one of my absolute favorite extensions. And as you can see here on the GitHubs, we got quite a few issues, 28. So I'm just going to go through some of them and fix them. I'm not so good at fixing bugs always, and so sometimes they pile up, and that's unfortunate. So I'm going to go through and we're going to look at some of the code so that we can fix them. But first, I'm going to do something to this project. So let's move into Visual Studio. Here it is. This is the extension. This extension uses packages config for its NuGet packages. And hey, James, I'm going to zoom here. Does that work? Can people see the zooming here?
Well, that looks really good. I love it.
Okay. So packages config, right? That's the old way of doing NuGet packages. What I really want to do is I want to use package references. And so right now you see here, this is package config. All the different NuGet packages are just listed like this, and it's super annoying. So I want to move this away from package config to package references. So let me show you how I do that. It's not very complicated, but there is sort of a technique. So I'm going to find all the NuGet packages here that I don't need. Some of them are not NuGet packages, like these two are not. So actually I need the Visual Basic. Well, I don't know. Let's just delete them all. So I'm going to delete all these references all the way down to here. And we're going to keep the rest. These are not NuGet packages. Actually, that one. I want to system core. What is that for? I may want to clean this up a little bit later as well. So let me zoom out. I'm going to delete these like that. Then I'm going to delete the packages config like that. And then I'm going to close Visual Studio. And then I'm going to reopen Visual Studio. Nope. Am I? I'm going to go in here first. And I think I'm going to open VS Code. Because I think I need to make a few adjustments in the CSproj file. So I want to make sure that I have no references to my packages folder. Because I no longer have I do have a packages folder right here. That's all the NuGet packages, but I just deleted all those. So let's get rid of that folder. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I can. So I want to make sure that I nuke all these references to packages. So packages, there's more stuff. Analyzers, go away. Then we have all this to import all sorts of things here from packages. No, thank you. And this one, ensure NuGet package build import. I don't need that anymore either. So I can nuke this entire thing, I think. Okay, save that. So now let's open this back up in Visual Studio.
Hey, Mads.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about using this nifty extension built into Visual Studio that automatically converts your packages config to package references?
Say what now?
All right. Well, you should see if this works, but it's actually a feature built into Visual Studio. You don't even need to install an extension. It just does it for you.
No way. Where is it?
Well, you just deleted the package. Undo everything. Undo all your git commits.
This better work because
I'm going to teach the extension. I'm going to teach the extension master something amazing. So go into your git changes and undo everything.
Okay, I'm going to undo all of it. All right.
Get ready. Get ready, everybody. This is what the producer does. All right. Undo that modification of that file. What's that CS project doing there? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
It doesn't want to. What does it not want to undo? So right click on that packages config.
I think it's like because there's no changes in here.
Oh.
So it's just a white space change or whatever. So.
All right, here we go. Ready?
Oh.
Right click on that packages config.
No,
yeah.
Oh, what did I do? I did something.
Oh my gosh. Migrate packages config to package references.
I'll go ahead with you and then we can talk about afterwards why this is not going to work. Okay, here we go.
I'm excited. Okay. This is Matt's first time seeing this dialogue.
So what do I do? Do I click all these?
No. No, that's if you want the sub. Those are like, because, package references is an important distinction that we'll make for people. So packages config, old style, right? It would add a reference to every single DLL inside of it recursively. So if you had a NuGet that had 20 dependencies, it had to recursively go through those. And what is called here is called top level. So what it's saying here is that SDK analyzers has dependencies possibly, but don't include those underneath. It'll automatically figure that out for you.
But I don't want all these back. I want 0 of these back as package references.
Well, no, they won't be packed. Well, they will be NuGet packages references.
I don't want them.
Well, good. Don't check that.
Well, so how do I want to make sure I want to remove them. That's fine, but I don't want to add any of them back.
Okay. Well, just do this.
Yeah.
Just don't just hit okay. Just hit okay. Trust me.
I trust you, James.
Okay,
but
so
I'm not sure that you know what I was doing.
I don't. I'm not even paying attention.
What file am I trying to open here? It doesn't tell me what file this is.
It's a migration file.
What is a migration file?
You'll see. Click OK.
Okay, opening an edge?
Yeah, of course. So this is going to tell you what it did. You can close that. It's immediately not important.
All right.
Okay. So now you can edit the CS proj though from the IDE.
Right. No, it's not an SDK style.
Oh, that's sad.
That's okay.
But now you can easily, so let's see if it did let's go into VS Code and see if it did the manual work that you were doing for you.
So I should close this because it hasn't.
I think it refreshed it.
I don't think it did. Did it? Maybe it did.
Yeah. So now you should have a bunch of.
So I should have package reference.
Yes. Bam.
No, I don't.
You don't?
Is it because I need to like save the? I'm gonna.
Oh, you probably need to save it. They're there.
Now they're here.
There you go. Anyways, magic. So now if you don't want those, now you can just delete them. The problem is what I found that's tricky is that often if you don't use this, all those imports that you saw, it's so easy to miss one, like random imports over time. But anyways, is there an open extension in VS Code? What is that? How did you get that? What is that?
Which one?
Right there. If you scroll down, open in VS Code. What?
You don't have one of those?
I don't have one of those.
Hey, people watching online, do you have that?
I don't think I have that. Do I have that? Let me see if I have that. I have Visual Studio open right now.
No, you don't have it because you have to go in here to the extension manager and search for open in VS Code.
Oh, of course you do. There's a comedy. This Friday, new comedy hour.
Look,
an extension by Mads.
Who created that?
All right.
And I created it specifically so that I could edit my CS proj files. This is before you could edit SDK styles. Anyway.
So you don't want any of these NuGets in there. You're like, you're going to nuke all those.
Well, actually, I do. There's just one I want, but I don't want that one.
See, look, you're doing the hard. You could just go into the CS project and delete all of them, and they're gone forever.
Yeah, that is what I'll do. All
right, I'm going to leave you alone now that this is comedy hour.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Good stuff. Keep it coming.
Because sometimes the power of an IDE is for it to do this stuff automatically for you, right? That's one thing that I appreciate about an IDE, like these extensions, all this stuff that's in here.
Right.
But yeah, hopefully now it just is going to work.
So I had no idea that it removed all those targets and all that sort of stuff. So that's
yeah.
Okay. So
I don't know who built that or maintains it, but whoever it is, we
Mhm.
should go into Teams and give them kudos. Probably appreciate that.
Yes. Thank you, Nuka team, or probably .NET team.
Thank you, .NET team. All right. See you later. I'm going to get more coffee.
All right. So, okay. So we need two things. When we have a package references, we just need two NuGet packages. We need the build tools, which we actually don't really need. It's only if we have CI servers that does our build for us, then it could be nice to have. Then you don't need Visual Studio installed. So, this is optional, I'd say, but, it's always good. If you use it, always use the latest matching the major version that you are using to write the extension. I'm using version 16, which is Visual Studio 2019. So 16.7. So let's update that one. This is just build tools, okay? But it brings in some analyzers and other stuff as well. So that, and then we want one more thing, and that's the Visual Studio SDK. See if I can spell it. Visual Studio SDK. And there you go. And this particular extension supports Visual Studio. We have to make a modification here because it supports Visual Studio 14, 15, and 16, but not 17. Okay. And the Visual Studio SDK reference cannot go down to lower than 15. So I was actually going to cut support for version 14. So this will be Visual Studio 2015. So that it only supports Visual Studio 15 and 16. So 2017 and 2019. That's what I kind of like to do anyway. Just do what I call N-1. So current -1 version. And that's such that I can always use the latest features, sort of the latest features. I don't have to be backwards compatible like a long time ago. Okay, so let's install version 15 of this. Okay, yeah, go ahead. What's going on here? Why didn't it install it? Maybe I need to reopen the solution. Yeah. I know you don't know any of this because you don't have the NuGet package. Why don't you install? Come on. Oh, right. I need to change the target framework. And this is, so we're doing 4.6 because we're doing Visual Studio 2017. So 4.6. And now I can install the NuGet package if I can find the button. There we go. Visual Studio SDK. Version 15. So 15.01. So 15.0, that means that this one will support version 15 with the original release of version 15 and any subsequent update to version 15, which of course is 2017. Okay, so now we got all these installed, and let's just see what it does here. So if we look in VS Code just to see it, oh, maybe I should save. Here it goes. Package references. Here we have the SDK. There's one thing that's super important that I always do, and I encourage you to do the same. We want to exclude assets, and we want to exclude runtime. There we go. Save, and then reload in here. And we want to do that for a very specific reason, and that is that that will produce fewer things in our bin folder when we compile the project. So let's see here if I've built it before. Debug. See all this stuff in here? So let's do a clean. I don't know if I can actually build it. Did I? It might not build. Let's just try. What? Oh yeah. V6. Okay. So there's another thing. For this, I use an old version of Visual Studio. So you see all this stuff here. I'm going to delete these files. Here, go away. And then we can say synchronize the code, run custom tool. Here we go. No. Let's just delete that. Okay, I'm just going to save everything. And then I'm going to go here. This was the V6 manifest. Designer, generator. So we want to make sure that we have. There we go. And I think I have one for VS CT files as well. So you see here how it, I just reload. These files here generate these under dependent files here. So let's just run this again. So now I'm going to say synchronize the code file. There we go. And I get the content on there. Okay, so let's try build again. All right, we're actually building. And see, if I look in the bin directory, this is now all I've got. I don't have any of those SDK DLLs are no longer here because I did the, where is it? The exclude assets runtime. Should we just for the fun of it do this just to see that I'm not like making this up? So reload, do clean, because clean should delete all that. And then we do a build. So now we should get a lot more stuff going here. And not just that, there might also be, some of these might actually be included in the V6. So if I open that archive, we can see, yeah, I got a few things here that I didn't want this, but I'm avoiding that by doing this, reload. And then we do, what did we do? We did clean and we did build. There we go. So now we have a smaller, I don't know if you can see it, but it's 112. It's smaller, and we don't have those DLLs. So that is a good way to keep things nice and clean. All right. Microsoft C#. I don't need that. I don't need Visual Basic. It's funny that I have Visual Basic there. I'll tell you why. It's because Visual Basic, the namespace, Microsoft Visual Basic, has a type that we don't have in C#, which is a prompt. So if you know JavaScript, there's a thing called a prompt. So basically, it gives you a little dialog where people can type in text, and then there's an OK button. Just like there's a message box, but imagine a message box.show. There was something called prompt.show, and that would give you a little alert box, but it would allow you to type in text. And I think that was my first implementation of this extension. So let's get rid of that. Let's just make sure that it builds. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's just run this just to make sure that it still works. Jonas is asking, is this the pasting large file thingy? No, Jonas, this is, let me show what this extension does. This is your new favorite extension if you don't know it already. So it allows me to add a file very simply by hitting Shift F2, and it comes up like this. So let's add a file to the root of the project called, foo.txt. It simply does that. Super simple, right? But it does some few other things. Let's add an interface like ifoo.cs. And look at this. Now you get scaffolding, and it knows it was an interface because of the name ifoo.cs, right? So it's kind of clever. If I'm in a file now, I'm in bar snippet. So if I do it in here, Shift F2, and I say, hey, give me foo.snippet, well, it puts it right there. Oh, I thought it was going to put it next to snippet. Okay. Oh, hang on. There is no snippet, is there? Bar snippet wasn't even part of the project. That was why. So if I could do it here, my snippet, this.snippet, it adds it to as a sibling to what I just had opened. So absolutely brilliant little handy tool for creating files. It's one of those things, once you use it, you can't not use it forever. You need it at this point. Okay, so it still works. That's good. So let me just commit this. So we just converted to package reference. And James, thanks for the tip. That was wonderful. I just noticed that there was a migration backup. That's from that change to, so let's just nuke that. Migration backup. Removed backup file. Yeah, so that was from when we ran the migration from package config to package reference. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look at what we've got. I think it's not, I think VS Code is now updating in the background. That's wonderful. Let's see what we've got. Okay. Here's some issues. That's right. There was some crashes that I really want to do. It crashes when creating really long file names. We don't ever want to crash Visual Studio. So rule number 1 for extension authors is that your extensions must never negatively impact performance or reliability of Visual Studio. Number 1 key tenet, okay? And so sometimes it does, and we fix it. So that's what we're going to do now. So a long file name. Let's see if we can just let's just run this and see if we can replicate the issue. That might not be long enough of a file name, but let's see here. I hope that it will crash and tell me where it is in the code. Otherwise, it's probably easy to find. But Shift F2. Okay, we type in this long one. And then so that works. So let's do that even longer. So it's now, I'm now into my other monitor here. Boom. Path too long. All right, perfect. So how are we going to fix this? So I can't create a new file info if it's too long. So this feature allows us to actually comma separate and create multiple files. So that's why it's in a for each. So I think either we can just wrap this in a try catch, right? Even though this is already in a try catch too. Before even testing for file info. So if we, what is the max length? Is it 256? What if we do this? String or var file name equals that. So what if we do if file name, or do we? Is there a type in .NET so I can say, you know, file dot, you know, is too long, is valid? Read. If it's longer than 255, then, you know, skip, right? Continue. Is that good logic? There's someone out there saying, "Oh my God, this is the worst. This is the worst code I've ever seen." You know,
I think it's 259 is the longest. So I'm reading Stack Overflow, which they have a const of 260. And if it's a longer, greater than or equal to 260, I think.
Oh.
I think. Well, I do not believe that there's any helper methods at all.
Okay.
Which is odd.
So, but should we just, okay, but then the question becomes, should we just silently fail? Oh, no, of course not. What we should do is that we should add validation to the box itself. Right? To the input box.
Pay is saying maybe add an error or warning message box instead of just exiting. No muscles, the error that popped up mentioned 260 as the length, correct?
Yeah, and the problem is that when you're doing it, so if you're like right here, you can have like long name.c like foo.cs, and then you can do comma, and then you can do another one, comma, and then another one, right? And so
Ooh, someone says validation to the box is a better idea.
not really, because
Ooh.
well, I think that would be the best one, but we then have to, that's really hard because now I have to parse and say separate by comma. And then I have to say, okay, I have to do the path combined to figure out for each segment what is the full path of it, and then validate on that. And I just, this has existed for like 4 or 5 years, and there's only been one issue opened on it. So I don't think it happens that often. So I think I just want to say message box show something like some message. Say this is v6 name. It's coming from add new file, and the message box button is just, I guess, okay, right? There's nothing you can do. So file name too long.
Okay, question. Have you thought about if it throws an exception, handling each exception differently instead of doing the check? Some people are exception first, and some people are check every single possible input first. Like, what if there's a weird character in there, or like invalid character or something else?
OMG.
I know.
That is the way to go. That is the way to go. Hang on. We have it. Okay, whoever said, who came up with that, kudos to you. That is exactly what we're going to do.
That was me.
Oh, James, you're a genius.
Yeah, just thinking. I'm just thinking behind the box over here. Like,
Yeah. So by the way, Control KS, right? Control KS, surround with, and then you just say try. Boom. So exception in this case is we want system IO path too long exception. Oh my, right.
Yeah, and then you could probably handle even just a normal exception and just ex dot message, a beautiful error message to people.
Do I have a logger in this one? I don't have. Oh, do I have a logger? I do have a logger, so I could just do a So in that case, I'll just do catch. Logger.log. Bam. And that writes to the output window. Oh dear. So I need to pull this out, right? Yeah. James, does this look good to you?
I approve. Well, you're gonna have to also continue on that last catch. Are you continuing or returning? What are you in?
No, because what if you have comma separated? It might already have created one of your files, then it comes into this thing, and then the next.
Got it.
Got
it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. This is a long, ugly method now.
Oh, I guess are you gonna just fail on that specific one though? Like you're gonna log it, but then you're not gonna tell them about it? Come on now.
I should log this too. What do you mean tell them about it? Down here?
Yeah. Something went terribly wrong. You're just gonna not even tell them? Where's their file at, Mads?
I'm just saying that this has not been historically this has not been a problem. I mean, do I want to optimize for what's probable or what's possible?
Anything is possible.
I know, but
I'm just saying.
Not very many things are probable. And historically, I think, data is on my side. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Let's
I'm gonna go file an issue. I'm gonna find some exception. It's gonna happen.
I think one of the other issues is that if they use strange characters, it's gonna fail. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, can I put an emoji in there? What happens when you put an emoji in there? Windows dot.
Who puts emojis in their file names? Come on now.
Who doesn't put emoji in their file names?
Well, that's a good point. That's a complete counterpoint to my question. Okay, So let's just copy this here thing again. Okay, so we're going to make the longest. Okay, that's it. So, oh yeah, the file name is too long. Damn right it is.
No other context. Just it's too long. That is a developer error message if I've ever seen one. No period at the end. No.
Okay, I should fix that. Okay, so what if you use? What are some things you? What is okay? An emoji.
An emoji. Let's see if that works.
Okay.
A heart emoji. Oh, cute.
Like
When is Visual Studio going to get a proper? Well, we don't know if that failed because you didn't pop up an error message. You. Oh,
look at that! It's almost worth a tweet. I should tweet this.
Oh my goodness! Amazing.
What should I tweet? Visual Studio supports emoji file names.
It does. Holy cram!
I don't know.
We didn't even know that.
Oh,
that's magic. I just really want it's great. Oh my goodness. I have a library called Monkey Cache. And of course I do. And I mean, there's like a bunch of monkey emojis. Now I'm just going to put monkey. It's going to be terrible. What is that? What is it under the hood? It's just ASCII character, I assume.
Yeah, it's just Unicode.
Just Unicode. You know, it'd be great is if Visual Studio could render the actual like Windows 10 emoji. Is there a reason why I can't do that?
Say what now?
Because you know, like when you went Windows dot, it's beautiful and all colorized and whatnot.
Uh-huh.
But then when it's in the IDE and in the text editor, it's not pretty.
This is when you have what now?
Yeah, so like just anywhere in your file, just right there. File name is too long, and then put a frowny face at the end of it.
Oh,
right. Windows dot and then frown. Just type frown. Boop. Or sad maybe. There we go. So like you tap on that puppy.
Let's see if there's a sad panda. Oh,
sad. Oh, I like that one's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that one is good, right?
That one's good. Yeah. Crying face. So how come you get just that view? You don't get the, you know, the real emoji.
Oh, why it renders this way? Well, that's a good question. Actually, I should talk to, I think, not this Monday, but the Monday after, October 5th, on the Visual Studio office hours. This is very relevant to extenders, by the way. I'm talking to Christian Gunderman. He is an engineer on the editor team, and I'm going to talk about with him all these different things about how the editor works. And so, yeah, we need an icon. I noticed that. Did you see that there was no icon here?
Yep. Gotta be professional.
Why doesn't it just suggest message box icon? Boom. Error. I'd say it's an error. What now? I thought we were cool. What's it complaining about? Oh, I have system Windows Forms. I don't want that. So now it works. It was system Windows image maybe, or image box, this one. There we go. Okay. So problem solved. It no longer crashes. So that is number 66. Let's go ahead and commit that. So no longer crash on long file paths. Fixes number 66. Just make sure that everything is saved. So if you're wondering how I get the emoji picker up, I use the window key and semicolon. But you can also do it with comma, I think. No. Dot. Yeah. So window dot or window semicolon. All right. And we see this one is automatically closed for us. Thank you, GitHub. 5. Okay. What else do we got here? Files. Yeah. Oh, they want me to port this extension to VS Code. I've been asked a lot about that, like over the years. Oh, VS crashes when adding files. What does that mean? Type just CON? Really? Okay. Well, I guess now it won't crash. Well, we'll see. Someone asks, is the emoji file name going to cause a failure somewhere else? No, I think the Roslyn compiler, this was a C# file, is going to be just fine. But if you're using something else, it could be that the compiler that you're using does not support it for your own custom language or something like that. Okay, so we're going to write con. I didn't even know con was a reserved file name. Okay, ready? Whoa, null reference exception. Template map. Okay. This project, no, get file. Yep. Yeah, so it's because get directory name from that just returns nothing. Is that right? So if I say, is this returning null? Oh. Yep. Huh. So, but how do I know? Is there a list of like file names? Because I could just return this or root folder. Okay, let's try that. So what if I do, say, okay, do this. Path, get directory name from that file. Or like something like this, right? So now it will always be an empty string. It will never be null. But I can't make a make relative from project root folder. So is there like path dot? Is there like get reserved? Get invalid. How do I guard against this? List of reserved Windows file names. Maybe it's just a short list. Yeah, I feel like. Okay. So where is this called? So this is called, this is write file async. I don't even want to get to the point where I should write the file. Okay, if file doesn't exist, go here. Okay. File.full name. Okay. So I need to do what? File here is what? File is, oh man. Okay, so let's just see what file is it might be something weird. Oh yeah, thanks, Alex. Here's the list. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's just make sure that it works for one of the other ones. So Alex has, there's one here called AUX. Let's see here. Okay. So the input now is AUX. Okay, folder is that. F10. So file then becomes, that's right. So ensure output path here. So package utilities, by the way, is a good class to know for extenders. It has a bunch of methods on it that's super helpful. Like we saw earlier, make relative, ensure output path, and all other stuff. Both package utility and there's shell utilities that has a bunch of like extensibility helper methods. That's really nice. Okay. So if file exists, so I could say that if file, and what is file? So if file.name is in a list, it's like in a disallow list or whatever, then what? It's just pretty ugly. Okay. So is file name valid? Okay. So let's just do a method here. Down here, private static pool is file name valid. Okay. And then if we go back up here, say if file name isn't valid, move on. I feel like we need to do this. So we say file name is invalid. And we're going to put a dot in there just so that James is happy. It's a system reserved name. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing we change for. Is a system reserved name. Yeah. Okay. So let's do how do we do this? We say our list equals new list of string. No, we should just new. So let me just do this, by the way. I have a plan. Okay, so what if we do this and we say Control H, and then we say this is replace. So find a comma, replace that with quotation mark, comma, quotation mark. And then Alt A to do it everywhere in the selection. Oh no. 85? That's not what I want. This one. Where's selection? Control H. And then what? How do I? Selection, there is it. And then what? One occurrence? What's with? This makes absolutely no sense. replace all now, replace next, replace all in the selection. Okay. Much better. Now I think I like double replace them or something. Yeah. I think, you know, other than that, it was pretty brilliant. That is what I think. I forgot the white space. I should have included the white space so I didn't have to go here and do this. Okay. And we do this again, but this time we do it right. Control H, replace comma, space, yeah, with that selection, go. Yeah. See that? That is how you do that. Con, we had PRN, we had, there we go, AUX and null. Okay, so return file name. No, return list contains file name. And this is a string comparer. Is that it? If is valid, so if it contains that, no. If it doesn't, if the list doesn't have it, then it's valid. Okay. So this is the moment of truth. Oh, we got Warren Buffett here, it looks like. Got a celebrity among us. So, on. Let's go. Yep, we hit that. I should hit F5 to like play it out. Oh yeah. Perfect. Oh, here's a regex. Illegal characters. Yeah. See, that would have been the right way to do it. Exactly like that. Damn. Okay. But you know, our problem is fixed. That particular bug is fixed. It would be better to do it that way. But those illegal characters are not the ones that are in when I say path.get illegal characters, right? That doesn't give me a regex. This is like a custom thing. C# regex illegal. Path. Can I just get that? So, okay. Anyway, this right now is fixed, number 59. So this is show error on Windows reserved file names. Fixes number 59. So that was wonderful. So that in the chat, that regex there, that's the one that I really want to use, but I don't actually have the. Oh, I do have the chat. I could. Let's see if we got time for it. I think we can do one more. That was that one. Let's see. Here's another. When adding file and folder with same name, I want to get rid of the crashes first because they're like just kind of really bad. Type test to create a new file without extension. Open the new file again and then type test. Oh, so if the right, so if you try to create a folder with the same name as a file, it crashes. Yeah. Okay. I mean, this can't happen that often, right? But so how do you create what Git extension do I use is the question. I don't use any Git extension. This is all built into Visual Studio. I'm using Preview, the preview of the latest Visual Studio. So I have the latest and greatest, but you may want to do the same. But by the way, this extension can also do folders. And the way you do folders is, let's see here. Yeah. That has nothing to do with what we're working on, by the way. It's a different extension that breaks when I'm in debug mode here. So I'm going to do Shift F2. So to create a folder, you just basically write any name you want and then end with a slash. And that creates a folder. Oh, let me hit R. So now I have my folder up here. And so I could have done I'm going to folder. Oh, okay. And then file.txt. And that would put that file inside that folder. Right? So now they're saying if I name a folder the same as a file, so let's do ifoo.cs and then slash, that makes it a folder. Boom. Could not find part of the path. Yeah. So it should check if file exists. Should it check if folder exists? What's the file? So it creates that dummy. Where's that dummy? Here. So input. It's because to create a folder, it basically creates a file to force a folder to be created. Okay, so yeah, it's because it tries to put something after a file name. So this would be, so hang on. So this, okay, so this will crash, but this would be the same if I try to create any folder that is rooted on a file name. It can only be rooted on another folder. So what do I do with input? Okay, so I create a file. Yeah. And then what? And then it says, if this is valid, I guess it's not, right? Because ifoo.cs is not a folder, it can't contain a child. So how would I test for that? Path is path, no. None of those path one will work. I have to go file dot create delete. Oh, thank you for popping that into the issue, the regex. That's great. How do I do this one? At least I don't want to. Hang on. Where am I using this position? Okay, people, you can think of me what you want. But here's a fix. This will now fix the crash. Right? It would actually fix the last one too. And it silently just logs the issue. I could do the same. I could catch the specific. What was the specific error? Damn, I forgot. So let's just find out. Yeah, strip out all the characters from path.getInvalid file name characters out of the name. Yeah, stripping them out or stopping it? No, I guess just stripping them out. Yeah, basically like have a, maybe what it should do is that it should have, instead of stopping you from entering wrong things, it should just make them right. So if you're using a character that's not allowed, we just pull that out of the file name. Or if you're using a file name that's reserved, then it just put an underscore under it or something like that first, so that it's no longer reserved. Okay, so what was the issue here? It was when we did ifoo.cs / file.txt, right? What type of exception do we have here? When IO error. How can I see what? When IO error. What the hell is this? Where's the system IO dot what? I couldn't find file exception. Anyway, we just prevented a crash, everybody. We can feel proud. 54. No longer crash on files on file, yeah, on entries created as children of files. Fixes number 54. Oh, just switch it for an underscore. Yeah, exactly. Yep. When in doubt, wrap everything in a try catch. I really don't like to do that, to be quite honest. This is an old code base. I think it's just not very pretty. I should do a complete overhaul. Okay, so this extension right here, I removed support for Visual Studio 2014. So I should create a backup. Marketplace, visualstudio.com. I need to go create a backup, add new file. It's actually a featured one. So let's just download it. And then I think I need to create a release. I just want to make sure that people can get to it. So where are the releases? It used to be releases. Where? Oh, here, create a new release. So this is version what? This is version this. Invalid tag name. Why is that invalid? Tag version. Oh. So this is supports VS 2015. Last version to support VS 2015. And then we're just going to drop them from my downloads. There it is. Okay, we can push that release. Okay. So I think that's it. Let's just make sure that this is kind of up to snuff. I think we did have a few errors. Here. Check whether the result of this is null. So I got a question last time. What does assumes.present mean? Like this. That means this is Microsoft.assumes. This is a way that we use it as we develop it, just to make sure that this is not null, whatever I pass into it. Otherwise, it would throw. And it would log some things as well. So it just ensures that we check for those values so that we don't make a mistake while we're developing. So it's considered a best practice. And so we want to do those. So here too. Oh, and last place assumed that present. All right. Let's do a build. 116. What do we got here? Resources. Oh, we got a preview. What is the icon? What is the logo? What's the difference between these two? I'm using the logo. So preview image is no longer needed, so we just delete that. Go away, preview image, and we're just going to use the logo, I guess. What is the icon here? Is icon.png.
So Mads assumes an assert. Is that correct? Blue
Yeah,
was asking that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of. Oh, I used that little icon. This is the wrong way of doing it. So this is in the SAML. So let's talk about how we add icons from the image. Moniker collection. Because here I'm saying, what am I doing? I'm saying the icon. So the icon is something that's on the window itself. So how do we do that? Oh, I don't know. Icon equals. So let's find that out. So that is in the image. So let's see here. Visual Studio image catalog and service right here. And it does have some SAML for us somewhere. Using auto write WPF. Here we go. It uses a crisp image, which we can't use. Okay. Can I use a crisp image? What if I just use this? And so what, can I do that? But I need the catalog. So this thing, okay. And then move up. That's not the right one. What's it called? Do I use? I don't even use. Okay, so this particular, it has some stars. Oh man, I don't know the name of that. Known. So that is like, what do you think the name of this is? It's something new, right? New? Or stars? What is it? Probably not something new. No. Oh, is it wizard? Yeah. Oh God, it's exactly wizard. Okay. So the question is, will this work? I do not use Sonar Lint. I've never used it. I'm sure it's great. So if this works, that would be phenomenal. If I get the icon now as inside the, if I hit F2, but I'm not sure it can render it. It just crashed. So I'm going with no. Okay. I might need imaging. All right. Well, it was worth a try. So I'm going to keep the icon here. Going to leave the other ones. So what did I change here? I basically just, so fixed compiler warnings and deleted preview image. So why don't we need the preview image? Because if we look at the extension manager in here, it used to be when you selected something, the preview image would be a larger image that would be shown over here. But it hasn't for several major versions of Visual Studio. 2015 might be the latest one, but it could have been 2013. So there's no reason to do that. And that's now committed. And let's see here, v6gallery.com. And we can see the new version is here, ready to test out. So go to v6gallery.com. You can check this out yourself, see if everything works. And I think that was it for today. What do you think, James? How'd it go?
I think it was amazing.
Do we have any questions from the audience here?
I think you did an amazing job of answering them as we went. Did you talk about the Git extension that's in Visual Studio?
I did not.
Because it's not even an extension.
No. Come with me into my Visual Studio.
Come with me.
So
you will see.
If you go to Tools Options and you go to Preview Features, somewhere in here, GitHub Actions, New Git User Experience. Boom. Click that one. Okay. So you may need the preview version of Visual Studio for this to show up. I never remember if that's the case.
I think it's on by default in the preview, I think.
We're witnessing Inception right now.
Whoa. Yep. Let's see if there's anything else back here. I'm using my new favorite feature of StreamYard too, which is that I can talk. I'm a voice in the distance.
Right.
Alex asked if we're going to need couple counseling soon. Probably. Pretty adorable. I think that's about it. What did Control KS do again?
Oh, yeah. So this is your friend. If you want to wrap something in, like let's say you want to take these two lines and you want to wrap them in a try-catch, Control KS is surround with. So it's the same as if I go right-click and I say, I find surround with, which is where? Snippets, surround with. Yeah. So Control KS, put it in for each statement or a try. So a try catch or a try finally. These are the ones I use it for. I don't actually use it for anything else but these two.
Why is there not a try catch finally?
I don't know. Hey, you know what? If you watch the episode about snippets, you'll learn how to add that for C#.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. And James, as always, thank you for producing.
Absolutely. Cool.
And as I said, next time, keep the suggestions coming. What do you want me to go through? And we'll do that. So see you then. Adios.